At the risk of you incurring someone here's wrath, go ahead and tell me. Listen.
RQ-180 is a secret stealth drone ever been introduced to the public. And one of them landed. Damn it. Sorry, I got one of these big. You can watch this by registering here, or you can pay 49 cents a week. Pop up. Anyway, it landed at a public airport somewhere after flying back from Iran. It looks like a sort of a 117 stealth bomber. It's a drone though, but it's the kind that radar won't pick up. And nobody published it anywhere in any news articles. And all the people in the aviation security field were amazed that, that nobody carried it because it had never been introduced to the public.
Yeah.
No, I'll see if I can find this other place. Well, have you ever heard of the Journal of Political Risk?
Nectarly.
Can you type it into your search engine?
Well, what makes you think I wasn't already otherwise occupied?
Because you're Greg.
Oh, you know I can do multiple things at one time. Let's see if one of the editors is a former friend of mine or not. Let's see. Journal of Political Risk. It's a peer-reviewed journal, and it's otherwise known as JPR. I'm more than there.
Okay, it's just some things I stumbled across today. That's not the one I wanted to see about. Well, can't find it. Should have sent it to you.
Damn it.
And 4 MTC, 8 o'clock.
I'm so disappointed. Calf Forest, Vicky. Now, can I go back to what I was looking at before?
Sure.
Had a nice rain move through here a little while ago.
Well, Karen went over to her sister's today, and I said, while you got your car moved, I'm going to mow the grass. And while I was standing there holding the door for her, it started raining.
Oh.
I said, well, I'm not going to mow the grass. And I went back in the house and looked out, and it had quit raining. I waited about an hour, and I went outside and couldn't tell that it had started raining. So I mowed the grass, parked the riding lawnmower behind the house, and was in here looking at something on the internet, and looked out, and it was raining. I went out and jumped on the lawnmower and backed it into the basement and plugged in the battery and all that. And come back upstairs and looked out, and it had quit raining.
And your point is?
I run out in the yard and looked up, and I said, are we going to play one of these games? And there was this big clap of thunder and lightning. I said, no, never mind.
Yeah, knowing you as all of us do, being out in a thunderstorm would probably not be a healthy decision on your part.
Right.
I mean, not to be too articulate about it, but another way of saying it is, another way of saying it is, your ass going to get electrocuted one of these days.
Or worse. It had something to do with political risk, but leaves me for now. I can't even find it in my history.
I'm not sure I'm following you.
The website I was going to tell you about, it was a pretty nice website. I thought, well, hell, it's in my history. I don't have to send it to Greg. I can tell him about it later. I can't find it.
You remember the Overseas Private Investment Corporation?
Affirmative.
You know, it was insured domestic businesses, foreign investments against insurrection and
right, wars and everything else,
uprisings and all that kind of stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
By the way, the New York Times ran an article about I wanted to say OPEC. That's not right. United Nations, what's the four-letter acronym?
I think what you need is another drink. You're just not even thinking clearly.
I just went and poured a drink. I've had like one sip.
Well, let's just wait till you get that one down. Okay?
Wait till the fire starts, yeah. NATO, they labeled NATO the North American Treaty Organization.
Wait a minute. Do you think I volunteered to be your punching bag this early in the evening?
This has nothing to do with a punching bag, which is not what NATO stands for, but that's the way the New York Times ran it.
North Atlantic Treaty Organization.
Yeah, they said North America.
North American.
Yeah, treaty organization, big headlines. Trump says he's going to withdraw from the North American Treaty Organization.
Yeah.
And they ran it.
Yeah.
Nobody caught it. So people started calling in saying, what in the hell is the North American Treaty Organization? Do you mean to say the North Atlantic?
He just once again proved how stupid they are.
Exactly.
He does it all the time.
And somebody asked Trump about it, and he said, I may withdraw from them too. Of course, he was kidding. Everybody laughed. Except for the people from the New York Times.
NC4Q, AW4QT.
What is it that you want?
Yes, how can we help you, sir? Would you like to know if the frequency is in use?
I'm trying to contact NC4Q.
Say again, please. We'll help you.
I'm trying to contact NC4Q.
Well, would you like us to cease and desist in having our conversation so you can call your station?
I thought I heard it. Yeah, I can contact AW4Q.
Not hearing anyone reply. Call your station one more time.
NB4Q. That sounds real familiar, like he's on that South Carolina single sideband net.
Roger.
Is that his name, Roger?
No, that's correct.
Stop it. Gross.
Come on, Greg.
Just be nice. Let the lady do what she needs to do, and then we can get back to arguing.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, ma'am, but negative and negative.
Roger, thank you.
You're welcome to hang around. We're discussing what the hell are we discussing, Greg?
Politics.
Yeah, topics today.
I don't think she has anything to do with us, to be honest with you.
Well, can't stand up later.
Russia has added the LGBTQ movement to its list of extremist terrorist organizations.
Who did that? Russia?
Yep.
Well, bless their heart. Can we join it?
I sometimes think Putin might not be as bad a guy as we've all been made to believe he is.
Really? Maybe we should make him next in line for president. We can claim he was born in Hawaii.
Yeah. That worked.
Worked before.
Oh, yeah, it worked. Have you ever seen the video of those Russian special forces training and the hazing that they do with each other and all that? Have you ever seen that stuff?
There's Tom N1FM ID at 10 after. Oh, I have not.
Oh, man, they're vicious. God almighty. And he went through that. Putin went through that. Those guys, they're vicious. You don't want to mess with them.
But I think I've read about them. I've not seen anything. N4, what's my call? N4 MTC.
Kilo, idiot. Or Sierra Victor. We're back.
what are they called? The Plazhnov, Plazhnev.
Badasses.
No, I mean in Russian.
Yeah, whatever translates into Russian, badass.
In English it translates to mean SOB.
They are. If you're out protesting in the street and they're trying to get things calm, they just walk up and punch you right in the damn face and knock your teeth out.
Yeah, all of them at one time.
They don't even need to say anything like go home. They don't even have to do that.
Right. We should learn from that.
Couldn't agree with you more.
Got good news for you, Bruce.
Do that again, Charlie.
I said I got good news for you.
Oh, cool. Let's hear it.
The new mobile antenna and mobile amplifier project should be done tomorrow.
I want to hear it.
That's not good news to me.
Have you put an antenna analyzer on the mobile antenna?
Why would I do such a thing?
To analyze the antenna.
The antenna does not need analyzing, being it's adjustable.
Are you talking about a little coil at the feed point, or it has a drive mechanism? It's a screwdriver type antenna.
It's a screwdriver type antenna.
Okay, can you adjust the impedance with the screwdriver portion of it?
Yes.
No. Answer is no.
Yes.
Another rubber squirrel.
You can only adjust the inductance.
WA4 is the other.
Stand back, Jerry.
Go ahead, Jerry. Check in if you want to.
I just figured I'd come in here before all the riffraff got started.
Well, you're a little late, but
They're having a rubber squirrel right now, Jerry.
More than likely, that's what's going to happen. But Bruce, there is a coil attached to the base of it you can adjust.
okay. The reason there's a method to my madness. Do you know how to adjust that? What to adjust it to with your antenna analyzer?
It doesn't matter, Bruce. I just told you that everything is going to be working in functionality and then working what it was supposed to. I didn't ask for a lesson in theory on how to put my own antenna on my truck.
That's an awful lot of words you use for the answer of no.
Stop right there. That's the guy that just did the same thing.
You just got the meaning though, didn't you, Bruce?
Don't do that to the man. Let him, he knows what
I'm
he's
glad
doing.
you cured that stuttering there, Greg.
Are you saying, Joe, that just go ahead and let him make his mistakes until he has to ask for help?
You would be the last person on this fucking planet I would ask for help from.
Stand by, Charlie. I'm talking to Joe. You can tell because I used his name in the sentence.
I would ask you for help. You mean Joe Italiano?
Almost. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, let Charlie do it. He knows what he's doing. He's been doing that for years. He knows what he's doing.
Okay. I'm just checking to see if that's what you meant.
Yeah, that's one.
God almighty. Here we go.
Changing the rounding to the frame of the vehicle, adding Look. How many of you, I have been running mobile for the past 10 years in my vehicle. How many of you have been running mobile in those past 10 years?
It has nothing to do with whether or not you have the knowledge of how to properly adjust your antenna.
Bruce, look, here's the deal. It wouldn't matter if I done it exactly as every antenna book you say there is on the planet. It would not meet your specifications. You're just like Wham. If you don't run something the way, well, I would do it this way. This is how you do that. Well, you're just like him.
Okay, you have a misconception, Charlie. Damn it to hell! Why is it that Every time somebody says something to me, someone else has a comment to make.
I'm just asking for Charlie.
Like, right, listen, that's a triple. I'm not trying to change his friggin' ideas.
Yes, he is.
I don't know what your ideas are. How the hell can I change them?
Then how can you tell me I'm doing it wrong?
I didn't say you were doing it wrong. I asked you if you knew how to do it.
You suggested it.
I did not suggest it unless you're poly-paranoid. Are you poly-paranoid?
I'm just pissed off that you don't hear your own
Listen
self say
now.
what most people don't know.
And I am talking to Charlie, and Greg is answering.
Well, I was already talking to you when he interrupted.
I understand that he interrupted our conversation,
But yet, I just got here.
and Jerry checked in, which you can't count checking in as interrupting.
Joe is doing.
Joe's interrupting without using his call sign,
And I hadn't finished cussing you out yet.
and Tom checked in by CW, and then he had some
He
comments
thinks
to
he
make.
knows more about antennas than anybody.
I'm just saying that there's a way you can use an antenna analyzer to adjust the feed point before you send any RF to the antenna.
You can't adjust the feet. Bruce, what? Okay, so I'm going to put an antenna analyzer on this thing every time I change bands to analyze it. Say if I go from 80 to 40 to 20, I've got to get out there with a damn antenna analyzer and go out there and analyze it before it's going to operate properly. That's bull.
Yes, you're correct. That is bull, and that was your idea, not mine.
No, that was your idea.
No,
I didn't mention putting an antenna analyzer on it. You did.
You cannot repeat the words that I said. You did not hear the words that I said.
You said, are you going to use
Somewhere
an
I
antenna
said a bunch
analyzer?
of words, and by the time they went in your ear and went round and around in your head, they must have gotten changed, because I did not say, nor did I imply, that you would need to use an antenna analyzer more than once. This is crap. Listen to Joe talking. This is crap that you've come up with in your own head that you want me to defend as if I had said it when you were the one that said it. I simply said, if you have now listen closely, if you have an antenna analyzer, you can adjust the feed point. One time only, and we discussed the inductor and the screwdriver and the thing that goes up and down to adjust the SWR, which I said has nothing to do with what I was talking about.
Mine had a little coil in place of it, about the size of a AA battery.
And how do you adjust it?
Bend it in and out.
Oh, now, if you have an antenna analyzer and you're not a dork and you're just going to bend it in and out, how do you adjust it, Jerry?
I'm going to set it up the way I want to set it up. Whether I use an antenna analyzer, whether I don't, it does not matter, Bruce. If I'd done it exactly the way you said to do it and it turned out it didn't work worth a crap, then what? I'm going to do it my way.
Yeah, Bruce, it's none of your business.
Hey, Joe.
I just wanted to tell you the project would be finished tomorrow. That was it. I didn't need a lesson in anything else.
You're the one that has caused this to go beyond a single sentence.
No, I am not.
Wait,
I told
don't
you, Bruce,
friggin'
the
interrupt
antenna
me.
and amplifier project is going to be completed tomorrow.
Several
You said
people
great, and
involved.
then you went off. Well, have you got it?
His idea. Joe's complaining about everything that's being
I'm looking
said,
forward to
and
hearing it, which is what you had to start with. But you had to add the other stuff.
And
You're not getting over
he's
it.
now
Bruce.
left
Stop.
Greg
Just
out,
quit.
and Greg complaining because he's not getting to talk, And poor old Tom sitting over there whacking off. I don't know what he's doing, laughing.
What are you after, Bruce?
And the question I asked was addressed to Jerry, Charlie. So do you mind if he answers the question, or would you prefer that you answer?
Bruce, I can do whatever I want to do.
Well, there you go. Now there's the problem on ham radio. Go ahead,
that is
Jerry.
not the problem on ham radio. That is a Bruce problem, not a Charlie problem.
You have a mental problem with me. Something wrong with your brain.
Somebody has a mental problem. You're sitting up there drunk already.
How can I be drunk when I've had less than an ounce? Probably like a tablespoon. I can't drink and talk at the same time. Do you hear me talking?
No,
if you do, I'm not drinking.
You talking every time I key my microphone, and nobody else does either. So quit.
Quit what? I missed the first part. You probably doubled with me. Now, there's Joe. Bruce, stop. Bruce, stop. You guys quit this. Oh, you're upsetting me. Go shoot yourself in the head, Joe, and you won't hear anything after that.
Oh, now, first it's Johnny Burnett you wanting to die, and now you wanting Joe to shoot himself in the head, commit suicide. Bruce, you need help.
That's hard.
I need help.
He might be.
Yeah, you need help bad.
Okay, and what in the hell? How did Johnny Burnett get in this? I think it was you, Charlie, that brought his name up.
It was me that brought up the point that you wanted Johnny Burnett to die. Now you want Joe to die by killing himself.
Okay, now what was it that I said? I told Joe to go shoot himself in the head. That way he wouldn't hear any of these things he doesn't like. I guess Jerry's talking because he thinks it's his turn.
Pointing out the truth.
And I would like for Joe, because not only have you done this, but Andy did it too just last night. What in the hell are you talking about? Me wanting Johnny to die? Can you tell me what it was that I said? Either you or Andy or Johnny. And if you cannot tell me the answer to what it was that I said, then just say, I'm sorry, I don't know what the words were that you used that I interpreted to mean that I wanted him to die.
Bruce?
What?
We can't go on.
I did have an antenna analyzer when I bit that cold that makes the antenna.
Okay, Jerry, can I talk to Charlie now?
Well, he went to get supper, but yeah. I just want to say hi to everybody and Greg. I didn't know you done had your panties in a wad.
Hi, Jerry.
Hi, Greg.
Hi, Joe. Hi, Tom.
This is violent. This is pretty much for me.
Are you working remote, Tom?
Yeah, I'm on the remote.
You're really weak. Is your amp on?
Let me look.
You're not gonna do all that me, are you?
Are you talking to me or Tom?
Oh, yeah. Maybe I am. Ooh. Did you ever ID, Bruce?
When did I ever ID? To answer your question, Jerry, yes, I have ID'd multiple times.
Bruce, calm down,
I'm
Bruce.
just worried about it.
Okay.
Calm down, Bruce.
I don't understand his question. His question, and I'm sure it's not what he meant, was, did you ever ID?
But you just calm down.
And now Gregory is saying, just calm down, just calm down, just calm down, calm the hell down. God Almighty, calm down.
Yeah, you know how Greg is.
Finally, I'm getting through to him.
Okay, Greg.
Finally getting through.
So does anybody know how to adjust the feed point for an antenna that has that little coil down there using an antenna analyzer? If you don't, please do not respond.
Bruce, who gives a rat's ass?
There's one that doesn't.
Nobody asked you to tell them.
It's the same one again that doesn't.
Nobody even asked you to talk about that.
It's the same person for a third time that's not answering the question, just interrupting. There may be someone out there, Greg, that's trying to answer the question, but they can't Because you keep running your mouth. Why don't you let the person out there that has the answer to the question respond?
Well, they've got your phone number or your email address.
Okay, so you intentionally don't want them to say anything.
It don't know no better.
This frequency should not be occupied with such discussion.
Okay, dumbass, this has nothing to do with the SWR. You understand that, Joe?
Bruce, and it's your fault.
Yeah, it's the frequency, loading the frequency and adjust the call.
Okay, adjust it.
Bruce, when you get on that marijuana question again, how does it affect you?
Yeah, really.
Yesterday, you know, I like it, Bruce, but man, sometimes you gotta leave people alone. That's
Like a monkey throwing its feces. Stop it, Bruce.
for years.
Hey, Joe, if you don't know what the hell you're talking about, you're probably better off not making any comments.
It didn't stop Congress.
Okay, man was wanting to know.
Conversation.
But I'm sorry, go ahead, Greg.
Okay, getting back to our discussion of things going on over in the Middle East.
All right. Would you like to hear what the guy on CW was saying? Yes or no? Nothing else.
No, I don't care what he said. I want to talk
I take
about
that
what we
as
were
a
talking
no, although it's I don't care what he said. 6 words instead of 1.
Well, I felt you should know.
No, and I don't care what he said is the same response. Why would you choose 6 words instead of 1?
Exactly. Now you're learning what the rest of us are having to deal with you.
Deal? Let's make a deal, Bruce.
Go ahead, Greg. What were we talking about? What's going on overseas?
We were talking about Johnny Burhead coming in here and straightening this out.
No, we weren't.
We are now.
Oh, you decided to change the subject.
Since I was in control of the frequency, yeah.
You are in control of the frequency?
Greg,
I
you
thought
ain't
I
never
was.
been in control of nothing.
Oh, listen to what he said, Jerry. He said, I thought I was.
Oh, okay.
And that's hard to argue with because I don't know what he's thinking.
Maybe Victor could come in
I don't
here
know
and help.
I don't want to know what he's thinking.
Y'all hush and let Victor come in here and help. You know,
Is that the real Victor or that wannabe Victor?
I don't care whichever one will help me.
That's kind of selfish.
Bruce, you're going to learn to quit picking on people, especially ones what's bigger than you.
Listen, Greg, I haven't been picking on anyone. Charlie came in and he was very nice about it. And he said, I have some good news. I want you to know that he's going to have his antenna and his amplifier ready tomorrow.
Yeah, and then what went wrong?
And then that's
Here we
where
go.
I'm doing this chronologically. And then
this is
I
where the
said,
trouble
do you
starts."
know how to adjust your antenna, that little coil down there at the feed point with an antenna analyzer? And instead of him saying, no, and I don't want to, or no, or I don't care.
No, you told him he was wrong.
Wait.
WA4UCF 30.
N4 MTC.
You told him he was wrong.
You
That's
got
what
the
set it off.
ID,
Okay, I'm
Craig.
the rest of it cute.
There you go.
And he then properly said he didn't give a rat's rear end, and you just wouldn't stop.
Okay, I did not tell him he was wrong.
You did.
When he said, I don't need you to tell me, and then he started on that rampage of his
No.
about how by God, I've been doing CB antennas for 10 friggin'
here
years,
we
and
go,
you don't
changing
have
the-
one, and I do, and when was the last time? I mean, that was him doing all that talking, not me.
I didn't hear him say CB.
Well, no, you pick
Okay,
one
then.
thing out of that is the only thing that I said that was incorrect. And you want to make a point of that like I misspelled a word or used the wrong punctuation.
Well, explain.
But what was
why I'm
being
defending
said
Charlie,
is
'cause this is
irrelevant.
just stupid of
It's
me
the
to do
fact that you
He
used
wouldn't
the
do it for
wrong
me.
punctuation Are you still talking while I'm talking, Greg?
I'm trying to figure out why I'm attempting to help defend Charlie.
Well, that's a really good question. You need to ask yourself that.
Well,
He's the one that turned it into a big deal, that he accused me of making it a big deal. If I could have reached over and just shut his radio off.
I bet a half a dozen people did just a few minutes ago.
Well, they tried to shut his radio off.
No, they shut theirs off because you fussing again.
Well, I wasn't fussing. He was the one that was fussing.
You're the common denominator, Bruce.
And poor old Joe over there to this day, to this minute, has no friggin' earthly idea what we're talking about. But he does know that if you have a screwdriver antenna and the SWR is high, you can run the coil up and down.
Yeah,
That's
but
all.
most people don't know that.
He knows what 1 times 3,000 is.
Yeah. Well, if you push him on it long enough, he'll get the answer right. So there you go. It's just like earlier today when I explained to Joe why everybody thinks Tom gets upset.
It's just his nature.
No, that's the wrong answer.
No, it's not.
It's because people gouge him in the ass when he gets on the radio. That's why he gets upset. Have you, Gregory, let me ask you a question now. Listen. Have you ever heard Tom get upset because nobody was saying anything to him?
Why do you have to be so damn difficult and ask a question I can't answer?
Well, you can answer it. You don't want to answer it.
Right.
Okay. So the answer to that question is no, I've never heard him get upset because nobody was saying anything to him.
Who's this nobody you keep talking about, Bruce?
Who's the what?
The nobody.
Nobody.
We went through who was and who they was. Who's nobody?
Well, maybe I should have used the word anybody. Would that have made better sense?
Probably not.
Okay.
You'll probably have to
Hey,
fill
Jerry,
in for
you're
me
about to
tonight.
be a
Looks like
nobody.
I got thunderstorms coming, Greg.
Oh, well, boy, I hate to hear that, Jerry, because we need somebody interrupting and injecting in comments at any gap they see open.
It makes the rest of us
Hey,
even stronger.
Jerry, you're about to become a nobody, and I wish you would quit thinking about it.
Well, you don't have no.
You're going to be a nobody, Jerry.
You just don't have no staying power, Bruce.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't stay on your radio if you turn it off. You're absolutely correct about that.
Well, I just come in here and say, hey.
No, you didn't. Don't lie to us.
I did. I was getting ready to leave.
You may have came in here with the intentions of saying, hey, and also interjecting with comments anytime you thought you wanted to.
Well, that's right. It's my radio.
Well, okay, so you're agreeing with me. That is correct.
Yeah, it's my radio.
I might start thinking about Jerry more often like he thinks about me.
When we were so rudely interrupted
By who?
by everybody that came in and hadn't stopped and listened before they started talking, had no idea what was going on, had no idea what the conversation was about.
I agree.
And that would include you, Joe, and Charlie.
Well, I didn't know nothing about a mobile antenna.
No, that was before the mobile antenna.
Well, that's when I rolled in, I thought.
No, well, you're thinking wrong.
Fucking wrong. Where'd you get that word at?
It's one of them, you know,
Scottish Appalachian.
sort of, yeah. People get upset and say things like, Tom does this every damn time he checks in. Every time he comes on the frequency, he does this. But what they're leaving out is every time he comes on the frequency, they gouge him in the ass. And it's like Charlie does it, Gregory does it, Joe probably does it. Not so much Joe. Joe does things weird.
Amen.
Johnny does it. Andy loves doing it. Andy eats, lives, and breathes for the ability to do that. Just because he doesn't like him. And then they want to blame it on Tom. And this is the point I'm trying to get across.
I liked it better when you was talking about the impedance or the base of the antenna.
Yeah, you noticed I never said impedance. You notice I never said SWR. I said, do you know how to adjust the antenna at the feed point with an antenna analyzer?
Well, the best thing I did to help my mobile antenna was bond all my ground. The other little factory ground straps they got on the hood, they ain't no good. You got to put bigger ones. Oh, what we have for supper, Bruce?
What the hell? I made grilled cheese with potato chips. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Did you hear me?
Yeah, give me heartburn. Think about it.
Huh? We'll do that. Oh, and dill pickles.
Are you pregnant? Bruce,
I don't think I can get pregnant, Jerry.
you ain't been infected, have you?
No, I've not been exposed.
Fat guy calling you pregnant.
They don't listen good either, Bruce.
You know, I'm gonna go up the band here in a minute.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna jump in the hot tub. I'll be listening. Everyone FM clear.
See you, Tom.
I'll see you up there. I'll be in the hot tub. Everyone FM.
Okay.